Hey everybody, welcome back to MaryBird's Backyard Garden. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mary.
And we have a special guest with us today. Mary, who would that be?
Our daughter Amanda is joining us.
Hey, that's awesome.
Hi everybody.
Yay.
Welcome to be here.
Welcome, Amanda.
Our favorite little gardener.
She is our favorite gardener. She's got some cool plants and growing of her own.
I do. I get it from my mother.
Maybe we'll talk a little about what you have.
We should.
We should
talk about that one pothos ivy she has. That's a monster.
It is a monster, and I think she named it too. Did you name it?
I don't remember what I named it.
Okay, I think it has a
but
name.
I think I did name it.
Yeah, the name. But we are happy to have you with us. We are going to do a special Mother's Day podcast today. Do some ideas for Mother's Day and talk a little bit about Mother's Day since it's coming up on Sunday. But before we do that, Mary, we got to ask, what's new in the garden this week?
We have had quite a bit of rainy weather and stormish type weather, so we haven't really been out in the garden. One of the things that has surprised us this week has been a Persian cornflower that has opened. It took the longest time. It had these little round balls sitting on top, and I kept asking you, what is this? What is this? Finally, they burst open, and they have sort of a thistle-like flower on them with lots of little fluffy petals that are coming out of the center, and they're sort of a light purpley blue. And it will be covered with blossoms when it finally decides to really open up.
It's a really big plant, too.
It's huge. Would you say it's about 4 feet tall?
It is. It is about 4 feet tall. Very, very big.
Now, did you know that you planted this, or was it a surprise blossom?
It is sort of a surprise blossom. We planted a package of Pennington wildflower seeds, and a lot of the flowers in the back row have been coming up and surprising us, and that's one of them.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's right. That must have been part, because I think it's growing at another part of the garden, too. I saw another one coming up.
It is.
Nice. Never know.
In the area we put the seeds in.
And that was last year, though, right? That we did this?
Yes.
Yeah, that was last year.
That was fall of last year, pretty early in the fall.
Okay.
And so I have been surprised by the wildflower seeds is that they're going to take the time they need to germinate and grow for you. They are going to do it when they decide it's the right
their own
time
frame.
Yeah. And that's been really good. Like a little box of surprises that you just keep opening new gifts out of.
How do you figure out what it is after it blossoms?
I use a plant app called PlantNet and take a picture of it, and then it comes up and tells me the information, and it'll send you places where you could learn how to grow it and things like that.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool because we didn't know what it was. But we also used that. Did we use that same app on that black caterpillar?
Yes, we did. We used iNaturalist.
iNaturalist on that one.
Because we had a huge furry black caterpillar. It must have been 3 inches long.
Oh, it was at least, it was big.
So sometimes you could see them actually crawling across the lawn.
They're weird looking.
They are.
Amanda went swimming
I did.
recently at Barton Creek.
And one of them fell on me. And I thought it was a poisonous caterpillar. I got scared.
You'll be very happy to know that is a salt marsh moth
It is.
caterpillar.
Good.
Not
I
poisonous.
won't be poisoned.
No.
You will not. And I had saw an article where they're like invading right now. There's just a lot of them out there. Everybody's asking the same question about what are they.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that was cool.
Probably like the cicadas that are coming out this year.
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, a new invasion.
Got something to look forward to. All right, very good. Anything else in the garden?
The dogs are very curious.
Yes, they are.
I have to say, but it tickled Gilder's nose, I think it was, and I think he jumped.
Yeah, he
like
jumped.
6 feet.
He was done.
It was pretty funny.
Me too. That would happen to me too.
They ran by and saw it, and then they were curious, and they got too close, and they were gone. They didn't like it.
No.
So nice, very cool.
Other than that, I don't think there's been a lot happening in the garden this past week.
No, we did have a lot of rain, so I think that was, which was good. It was really
Yes.
good. I did get to mow the lawn. Got to throw my lawnmowers in there when I get them.
And do you enjoy your lawnmower, Jeff?
I do. I'll have to kind of go over that. I do have an electric lawnmower, and on one of the episodes, maybe I'll kind of go through a little bit about what it is and what brand it is and all that. But
Yeah.
I was
think
always
that'd
a
be great.
gas and oil guy, and I like the smell of my gas and oil. But I wouldn't
Tires.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I do like tires. I would not trade and go back though for anything. That we've had this one now almost 5 years, and it's been awesome. So
I think you should.
I'll do.
an
Yeah, we'll
episode
do
about
something on that in one of the future ones. But moving forward to what we're here today is Mother's Day is coming up. And
Yes,
Mary, I know
on
you have a little
Sunday.
information for us. We're going to do a little bit about some gift ideas and some other things. So why don't you give us an idea of what we're doing here?
Well, I did a little research on Mother's Day. I had never really looked into it before. Mother's Day has always been a very pleasant day. We have lots of fun experiences, family type experiences, lots of breakfasts with little hands helping to make it, and lots of those fun little gifts along the way that you make at school or in scouting, or that Dad helps you to make. And so it's been very pleasant these past 42 years.
Woo!
So, whew.
Ouch.
It was a long time.
But I was curious about how Mother's Day got started. And around the world, there are just cultures that celebrate mothers in a wide variety of ways and in different times throughout the year. But here in the United States, there was a woman named Anne Jarvis, and she saw the devastation that happened during the Civil War, and she always wanted to talk about the mother's love that was, crushed in the Civil War, and she always felt very passionate about supporting mothers and helping educate mothers how to do things a little easier or better. And so 2 years, she passed away. She always wanted to have a national day, and she passed away. And then 2 years later, her daughter, named Anna Jarvis, organized it's more like a memorial type service for her mom. It was a small service in 1907 in West Virginia. And it was a church service and everything like that, And so she lobbied and tried to encourage it to be a national holiday at that time. And she wanted people to do handwritten notes, handwritten letters, or do activities that celebrated their moms or in memory of their moms. And finally, in 1914, it was signed into law by President Woodrow Wilson, and we got a national holiday.
Nice.
Well, along the way, you know how things are. People are busy in their lives, and so companies began offering cards, or florists began offering flowers and things like that. And Anna Jarvis got upset. She felt that it was very commercialized, and for the rest of her life, she lobbied to have it taken out of the
Really?
national holidays.
I did not
So
know
interesting.
that. Huh.
But we've stuck with it, and it's been very popular. I listened to one YouTube video, and it was talking about how, you remember we used to have to pay for phone calls?
Mm-hmm.
We used to be the most money-raising day of the year for the phone companies.
Oh, wow.
Because everyone would
Everyone's
place
calling home.
calls home to their mother.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so the United States has just really held on to it. And we always celebrated the second Sunday of May. But really far back in history, it was called Mothering Day in medieval times, and it was the fourth Sunday of Lent. And they would allow the children to go and visit with their moms on that day.
Wow.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
I mean, if you think about it, one of the articles I read, they said that the children sometimes had to leave home at the age of 10 so they could work and stuff like that. And so they would allow them to go back and see their moms. That's pretty young.
That is pretty young.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. It does have a pretty, not a complicated history. I would say maybe not a nice history, but complicated. But I'm glad moms are getting recognition.
Yeah. So what do you think she would think about the commercialization of it now? Because that was in probably the teens and the 20s when she was against it.
Yes.
It's grown a little bit since then.
It has. I did not find any statistics about the data for today, but I would say it's one of the biggest holidays for cards.
I think so.
Specifically.
Yeah, I think so too.
Maybe
Probably for
flowers.
flowers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's interesting. And of course, we don't have to pay for calls anymore, so it's all free.
We just text.
Yeah, text. Pay to text now.
Actually, one of the most fun activities that our family does is we send memes back and forth. And I look forward to that meme stream on the holidays.
We are memers, that's for sure. Amanda's a good memer.
That's true.
Oh, fabulous.
I
Yeah.
have good memeing parents.
Good. You've got good meming skills. Very nice. So that is the history. And I know, it was a cool history. I did not know that. And now you want to talk a little bit about some gift ideas, maybe some DIY gift ideas, right?
And that comes in where Amanda is a special guest for this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's pretty good.
She is
in
good.
this area.
She's a crafter. She's an artist.
She's an artist. Both of you are very fantastic gift givers. And one of my favorite gifts that Amanda's given me is a pair of socks that say they're green and they're stripy, and they say, "I'd rather be gardening." So that's right up my alley.
And just to be sure, right, Amanda, we make sure that Mom gets lots of gardening stuff.
Yes.
That's number one on the gift giving list.
It's hard sometimes, though, because she is such an avid gardener that she has a lot of gardening things already. You have to be crafty about what to get you.
Well, that is what I do enjoy, the crafty aspect of the gift giving.
Yep, that's where socks have come in the past. Festive socks.
Festive socks.
Some gardening Mother's Day socks.
I think one of the favorite gifts that Daddy has ever given me in gardening related gifts is he gave me a basket. It was a flower container, and inside of that were some tools, and he put a hori-hori knife. And if you don't know what that is, it is a bladed tool that one side of it is serrated, so you could cut packaging, or you could cut off limbs or small stems and things like that. But it also has a pointed tip, so you could dig down and plant with. It's like an all-purpose tool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite Mother's Day gifts.
Woo,
too.
42 years. I got one right. Good on me. Hey, so what else you have for DIYers?
Oh, Amanda, did you happen to see any cute things when you were looking around? Well, you won't be letting any cats out of the bag, because I looked too.
You never know, Mom. You never know. When I was looking earlier, when I was with you, I saw this really cool hoop that someone had made. They made a hoop with chicken wire, and they used dry flowers to make like a flat wreath.
Yes.
That was really pretty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That would be really cute.
Yes.
Hanging on the front door.
Yep. And you also had a really cool idea. I don't know if you want to share that, about the garden markers.
Oh, garden markers are huge. I have several ideas about garden markers. So one year we had all the grandkids over, and I had flat rocks, and all the grandkids painted them. And then there were some special metallic markers that they could write on it or draw a design. And those rocks are still in the garden, and they've lasted. That paint has actually not really come off.
Yeah, no, they're still out there.
Those garden marks is because in our climate, the weathering, I lose the name of the plant that I've planted. And so I always really want to keep up with it. And I'm always looking for fun little ideas to label the plants.
Yeah.
And so one of the ideas that was super cute was to get paint stirring sticks. And I'm sure that they don't cost a whole lot. And you dip them into paint, and then you could either write with a marker, or I think the one we saw may have used stickers, right?
Yeah, I think that they used washi tape maybe to create little flags.
Yes, the little washi tape. I
Yeah.
forgot about that one. Yes, that looked like a flag sticking
Oh, yeah.
off of...
Bamboo stick, I think maybe they had.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was super cute too.
I don't know if it would last quite as good as maybe a paint marker, but
It might.
it was really cute.
Yeah,
It'd be
especially
cute to
if
have
you
an indoor
dipped it.
garden.
Maybe you could dip it in some weatherproof,
Paint.
clear weatherproof.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like
Nice.
that. I did see an idea that I thought was super cute that I might like to try. They took those little beads with letters on them, and they strung them to say tomato or whatever they wanted. They strung it on a wire, and they put a decorative bead and tied a little loop in the bottom of the wire. And then another loop at the top so your letters can't go off the other end. And then they bent the wire over so you could put it in the ground. And that was
that's
really
neat. Yeah.
That sounds really
I
cute.
think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And that probably wouldn't fade.
No.
Yeah.
Something else that you've had for a long time, I think a family member maybe made it for you, was a mason jar that was
Yes.
not paper mache. It's not the right word, but they used paper mache.
She
Mod.
used
Right,
Mod
Mod Podge.
Podge.
And it's
She
lasted
did.
forever, and it's really cute. Just a clear mason jar with, just paper that you find, cute paper around.
She actually used napkins.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She went and found some cute napkins at a, one of your upscale home decorating stores, and she peeled the layers apart. And that was my sweet daughter-in-law, Jess. And she used Mod Podge and covered like a Smucker's jelly jar or a peanut butter jar.
Yep.
And it has lasted years.
Forever.
It's been wonderful.
It's been there for a long time.
Yeah, it's nice. And
She
it's a
planted
little,
it with a little succulent.
Yeah, a little planter. That's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
it's interesting that has been so easy to care for. She did not include a hole in the bottom or anything like that. And I know that, so I'm careful. I test it to see how dry it is all the way down, and it holds a succulent. And when it's dry, I'll give it a little bit of water, but less than a quarter of a cup, just a little bit. And it works. It's worked great.
You've had it for like
Oh,
10
yeah.
years easy.
Yes.
It survived. Definitely it survived. That's nice.
Yep. Some other ideas could be to save the lids off of jars, like all these different types of jars, your pickle jars or whatever. And also you could paint them, or you could glue stones on them or something like that, which would be kind of fun. But those washi tape ones were very cute.
Nice.
Yeah.
They look good in the garden when you start decorating and putting stuff out there or using them inside and for indoor plants.
It looks so cute.
It does, yeah.
And the flat stones, I like to put those on top of the oyas that we put into the ground so the water doesn't evaporate. And it could also give you a little garden message.
Nice.
Cute.
Oh, so cute. What else you got?
So, do we have other gift ideas like baskets?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, baskets are
We
so
saw
nice.
a lot of baskets when we were doing our Pinterest
Oh, so
research,
cute.
if you will.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Just loved them.
There were a lot of different size baskets. You can do some on the cheap if you want to. Just get a bunch of seeds. There was one with seeds pinned to it. A little written sign that was really cute.
That was so cute.
That was really cute. You can always throw socks in there
Yes.
if you want to. Some gardening socks.
As gloves.
Gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You could even go to the dollar store, get some
Absolutely.
They always have the little gardening tools there.
I like that. The trowel and the rake and just those tiny ones are so cute, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So yes, I love that. And what about a little watering can that you put some dried flowers in?
Cute.
That would be super cute
That'd be
too.
very cute. I like it. Make it very personalized
Mm-hmm.
to your mom.
Absolutely. Think about what she likes to do because the world of gardening is so vast. You kind of have to think about what it is that your gardener is inspired by.
Mm-hmm.
If I was thinking of Amanda, it would maybe be a terrarium with succulents in it.
I would like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I even think that you could do little, like, I know I've done this in the past, but you could do little passes for garden dates.
Oh,
Where you go garden with your mom or go to garden
that's
stores
cute.
with your
That's
mom.
nice.
That would be
that
cute too.
would be
Yeah.
a great gift.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. I love that.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Very good. Those are great ideas.
That is a great idea.
Yeah, that's awesome ideas.
So your gardening mom can be shown how much you care for her
Mm-hmm.
and very easily without a lot of work.
Right. And
Some of
without
the
spending
best-
a lot of money.
Yeah, with some of the best gifts that I've gotten are hand decorated cards from my children or handprints that they've drawn around their hand and written whatever words they were able to write at that time.
We can do that now as adults. With really big hands for you.
It's the giant ones.
A giant hand.
But that is cool because if you think about it, that was almost really the intent, right? Of the people who, the
Absolutely.
two
That's
ladies,
true.
they did not want it.
Right.
You know, she was upset because it was commercialized, but
Mhm.
we were really kind of talking about things that, you know, are handmade or using other things to personalize and stuff. So that's really cool. That's a good way, I think, to do it rather, if you can, obviously, but
I think so too.
they're not hard to do. I mean, there's a lot of little things you can do. I think that would make a gardener happy. I know it makes you happy.
Absolutely. Yes.
Good. Well, I had a couple things
I know.
that aren't going to be small, though.
I'm all ears.
For
they're not
for those of
small?
you that are adventurous,
Okay, I like this adventure.
if you want to take on a bigger project, so there are a lot of plans out there to build potting benches.
Oh my god! Oh
Yep.
yes.
Yeah. So, and I know that that's
lovely.
something we kind of did a half a potting bench. We didn't finish quite the
Yes.
top ourselves, but it was fun when we did that, and we still have it
Very
on the
fun.
porch.
Oh yes.
But if you go out there, you can look. I know I'm out on this old house website, and they have a really cool plan out there to build a potting bench. It's not hard to do. It's easy. There's a lot of pieces to it, and it's going to definitely take some time. But that is one thing you could do. That would be a bigger thing. The other thing is what we've talked about a few times, and I think I have it correctly, is the hypertufa planters.
I've always wanted to
that?
try those.
It's made with like cement, and you're making a planter by yourself at home.
Mm-hmm.
So you use some kind of plastic container, and then you mix the cement and you put it around it, and then you pull the container out, and then you have a freestanding.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they're really cool looking. I mean, they're not hard to make either. They don't take a ton of stuff. I happen to see this one's actually out there on the HGTV site, but there's a
nice.
million places out there you can look. But the hypertufa pot,
I think that would be so
if you're
fun.
adventurous and you want to take on a bigger project, they're probably each. I would say they're each probably day. I mean, the pot, I think it has to dry and stuff, so it might take more than a day. But I think you could build the potting bench in a day. It's going to be a full day as long as you get all the pieces. But those are some bigger items if you want to
That is thoughtful.
be more adventurous and try to go for something bigger.
Mm-hmm. That is very thoughtful.
Yeah. So that was I wanted to bring some infrastructure guy stuff to
I love it.
I did not make you a potting bench or a hypertufa planter from others. Just I wanted to be clear on that.
But I might put the hypertufa on my list.
I know you've been very interested in hyper, and it looks like a cool process.
It
But
does.
we might have to check that out and
Absolutely.
do that one.
I
So-
think that would be super fun. I'd
Yeah.
like to do that.
So those were my two. My two. That was my.
And we worked
Thing.
together and did build a bench that we have used for all 5 years that we've lived in this house. And I think we did a pretty good job. And
Yeah.
it was an afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah,
was
it
a
did.
really
That
good
one didn't.
bench,
And really, the potting bench isn't much more than what we built, except for, there's probably a few more little pieces, but it's out there, and we use it. We do put some plants on it, but I also
We
use
do.
it when I'm barbecuing. So it's got multi uses right now, but not too hard.
No, I like it. Both of you have wonderful ideas.
Well, cool. Anybody else have any cool ideas?
I think I'm pretty good
You're
at the
good?
I
moment.
think I'm ideaed out.
Okay.
A little idea'd out. I might ask a question.
Okay.
So generally, flowers are gifted to moms. And I was going to ask each of you, what do you think is the flower that is Mother's Day?
Ooh.
What would you
Amanda?
guess?
The first flower I think of is a peony.
Oh,
Whoa.
I don't know why,
whoa.
but that was the
Interesting.
first flower that came to my
Interesting.
mind. I can't even think about what they look like right now.
Okay. Okay.
I always think about sunflowers as well.
Beautiful.
But yeah, it's definitely very specialized too, just like the gifts to the mom.
That's true.
But
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
my answer is peony.
Interesting.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
I would go with the old standard, the old standby rose. But I'm
Rose.
a
Classic.
rose guy.
You are such a rose guy.
But is there one that is the most given?
Yeah.
Yes, there's actually a flower that is special to Mother's Day, and it is a carnation.
Oh, wow.
Oh, interesting.
Really?
Yes.
Not just for proms and stuff?
Yeah, not just for proms and stuff.
Okay.
So Anna Jarvis's mother loved carnations, and in remembrance of her mother, she decorated the church with white carnations. And so
Interesting.
if your mother has passed on, you generally think of her with the white carnations, include some of those, in your decoration. But if your mom is living, you might include pink or a soft red color. Not really, they say not really hard red. I just love carnations, so any color is good for me.
Wow.
And I did look up a little bit about growing carnations in our area. We're sort of more like growing them as an annual, but really they're a perennial plant, and they are a little bit tricky in our area. And you could get the ones that are quite tall, but I think the way they grow those is they force the plant to grow tightly together so that it'll send the stems up really tall before they bloom. But in our area, they'll probably be lower to the ground. And they do come in a wide variety. They really like morning sun, but afternoon shade. And the thing about the carnation that you got to get sort of right is they like a soil that is crumbly and fluffy, but really rich with organic matter. And so they probably want to have a little bit more food during the year too. And the fragrance of the carnation is so stunning. I just absolutely love it.
Nice.
But that's what I learned about Mother's Day.
Now I know what kind of flowers to get mom
I know.
on Sunday.
You still got time.
I still got time.
Carnations, here we come.
Too, Dad, you too.
You're going to be inundated with carnations. That's cool.
We just had the running of the roses, right? With the Kentucky
Yes,
Derby.
yeah,
so
yeah.
now we're going to have
And
carnations.
the carnations.
I like it.
But you're going to get the carnations this time. So.
Oh, not the horse. Okay.
No, not the horse.
Okay.
Well, cool. That's awesome. That was a lot of good information about Mother's Day.
Very nice. So my next question to you is, what's on the menu?
Wow, we're going to have to come up with a. I do like the barbecue on Mother's Day, and I think it'll
Love
be
it.
perfect weather for it. So I don't know yet. we'll have to come up with something nice. We'll do a little barbecuing and then maybe throw a little chocolate on the back end somewhere.
That was the only dessert request
Little
that Mother had this year.
Mother had
Was chocolate.
So be able to barbecue and chocolate.
Little barbecue and chocolate.
You can tell we live in
Delicious.
Texas. We're going barbecue and chocolate.
But not together.
No, not together.
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 So it's going to have to be, you're going to have to wait and see.
I know, it's a surprise.
We're going to have to look around and come up with something good.
Cool.
Yeah, it'll be
like
fun.
it.
While you enjoy your carnations.
Yeah, your carnations. And maybe a new pair of socks.
And
Oh, fabulous.
Well, very good, very good. Well, Amanda, do you have anything else?
I don't think so. Thanks for having me on.
Oh,
It was fun to hang out with you guys.
loved having you
I
on.
certainly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was awesome, Mary.
I think that I have imparted all my information this week.
Well,
so far.
I have too. Hey, we really want to thank you guys for joining us. If,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, if you like the podcast, go ahead and give us a rating out there. It would help us tremendously. And as always, we hope to see you back next week as well. So we enjoy putting the podcast on. We enjoy imparting some information to you. But thanks again for joining.
I would like to say if anyone would like to read our blog and shoot a little comment or give us an idea or something.
Yeah, that's absolutely. And there's a way to, if you go out to the blog or to the website, and those are in the show notes, the links to those, you can definitely send us an email. Let us know if there's anything you want to hear or give us any feedback. We'd appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Happy gardening.
Yes, we'll see you next time. Bye.